Candlestick. It says the at-home store, $19.99. I did not pay that. I think I paid. Did I get this at the at-home store? I think this is like $5. I got it like on a pretty good clearance deal. What I've done here is I took a can of Gaps and Cracks, which is spray foam, and let me show you what that looks like. You get it in the hardware section. It's over by like the insulation, and this is basically like insulation in a can. But I spray this inside my different arrangement of buckets, baskets that have a liner, and on top of candlesticks. And this acts as the floral foam. It's easy to apply. It's a mess though. Don't get it on you. That's the big thing. Don't get this on you. But I usually let this sit for about 24 hours before I would go ahead and use this. And it does puff up to like twice, kind of like twice, not twice the size, but like maybe like 1.75 times of what you sprayed on there. So you have to be aware, if you're going to do that, that this puffs out. Also, if you put it in a basket that has seams, it may go through the seams. So what I do is I will line the inside of that basket. If it's like a metal container, I'll line it with tin foil, and that keeps it from spreading out. And then the cool thing is you can pop that insert out, and it basically makes like a form. You just pop it out. That way, if you ever want to take that arrangement out of there, you just wiggle it around a little, use a little knife around the edges, and it'll pop right out. So this is Gaps and Cracks. It's called Great Stuff. I get this I shop at Menards. That's my home improvement store, but you can get it, Lowe's. You can also order this on Amazon. They've got that there as well. So we're going to do that. But I'm going to start with, I've got a bunch of greenery, and most of my greenery came from the at-home store. So I have this bush. I've got a bunch of other bushes that are similar. Look at I love how that moves. Awesome. I have my very favorite, this white Astilbe. This is $2.99, and I love this. It's my favorite one from At Home Store. I use a ton of it. We've got some cool glitter picks we're going to be using, and some beautiful roses, and these gorgeous ribbons here. Check out our stack of ribbons. Loving that. My favorite thing, though, is I just got this. I just got this in a Wreath supply box. I got 3 of these sent to me, and I was so excited because I was waiting to try to buy these. But I got that from Decor Exchange. So I don't think they have any for sale right now, but I always keep my eye out. But this comes in 3 pieces, so I have 3 of these, so we're going to use these 2. And then these. These look very similar to the ones that they have at Hobby Lobby, but I found these hanging on the end cap of my grocery store right next to the ketchup. So 2 things I love together. I love ketchup and I love craft supplies. So I've got a bunch of these. Now it does have a nice little metal pole sticking in. I'll probably trim that down. But the point of this arrangement is it's going to be kind of like coming up and out and over, but also cascading down a little bit. And we're going to do a bow that's going to be in the front as well, using some of these, using those ribbons. So I think what I want to do to start with is I want to make my bow, because I think everything else is going to kind of fit around it. So I'm going to grab my bow maker. The Easy Bows Design Pro. If you click in my profile, I have a link tree, and then you can find my link to the Easy Bows is in there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start with this one. And it's funny, I would not have expected that a plaid would work for 4th of July. But I like this ribbon. It's a really nice ribbon. It's kind of flimsy though. But I think it'll work because it's got that metallic. Do you see the inside? I like the back. So we're going to start with that one. Now this is not going to be a huge bow. I'm just going to do 1 loop on either side of each of these ribbons. Try to see how it's going to come down. Yeah. I don't want it to be too big. So if I'm going to have it up here, it kind of come down like that. I think that's good. So this is a 10-inch tail. Okay. And then I pinched and twist, right? I pinch and twist so that the pretty side is over. This is my right when you're looking at it, but the icky side is on the other side. But what we just do is whip this on over. And boom. Just like that. We're going to put that in there. Now this loop, I'm going to have that one be, this is like 6.5 inch. Okay. So we've got a 6.5. And if you're here, drop me a line, say hi. Leslie! Hey Leslie, how's it going? Did you have a good weekend? I hope it was fantastic. Do you have any Mother's Day plans for this coming weekend? Okay, this other loop is going to go also to a 6.5 inch. Okay, and I'm trying in my mind to figure out how I want this bow to be, because I want this bow to kind of be more of like up and down. I don't necessarily want it to be like super long. So I'm gonna cut this way. So notice that the tail that's gonna hang down is longer than this tail. This one, I'm cutting this just a little past 7. And I'm gonna dovetail it. All right. Get that out there. You guys can see what I'm doing. Here we go. There we go. All right. So this layer looks like this. Let me show you. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. Just kind of go like up and down. That'll kind of go down a little bit. And I know people can make this by hand, and they don't have to have a bow maker. I am envious. If you can do that, you are my hero. I've tried. It's just not my thing. I failed miserably. All right. Cut that off. There was a bit of a, I don't know, you should call it like a wrinkle or a seam there. So now I'm going to come on the other side. This is going to be like a 9-inch tail. Okay. And this one's gonna, this is a nice thick ribbon. Look at how it keeps that loop. That's awesome. So this is gonna be, I think, a 5.5 inch loop. Pinch and twist. I love this too because it has this tinsel edge, which is so pretty. So pretty. Okay, we're gonna do 5.5 inch. All right. And this one's gonna come up. Trim it off like there, and dovetail. I don't want the bow to be too massive because I want the bow to be in there and it'll get some attention, but I don't want it to be like, oh, well, that's a bow attached in an arrangement. We don't want that. Okay, the next one I have, hold on a second. Let me get my pin. There we go. There we go, nice and easy. I love this ribbon. This came in a wreath supply box from last month from Decor Exchange. I've used it a lot, and there's still a lot left. But look at the other side of that. Look at the red gingham check. So cute. And that side. Now, these are 2 different sides that are sewn together on the edge. So you can see that it's got a mouth. It looks like a fish. So instead of dovetailing that, what I like to do is I'm going to bend the ends up. I'm going to fold it up so that way we'll be able to see a little bit of the edge on the outside. Just like that. It adds just a little extra prettiness there. Okay, I'm going to put the tail in. That tail hits it like, after it's folded, it hits it like 8. Now I have to remember to cut the top of this a little longer because I'm also going to bend over the top of it. So this loop, this is like, that was 5.5. This one is, I call it like 4.75. You can do 4.5. I don't know. You know, sometimes 4.5 is just too small. 5 is just too big. But 4 3/4 is just right. All right, I'm gonna cut it here. Now I'm gonna bend that over once twice. So pretty. And then for the inside, I'm going to go with this 7/8, and it's got a little red edge on it, which I like. This came from the Craig Bachman warehouse sale, but lots of people carry this. Try Deco Exchange and try Craft Outlet. Those are my two go-to places all the time. All right. Now this tail hits at 7. Now notice this one, this is just cut on an angle from last time. I don't dovetail the ones that are this small or this thin. Okay, so this loop comes out at 4 inches. All right, twisting. Oh, I should have grabbed something. Okay. I might have to sneak over by you guys and grab something in a minute or so. There we go. All right. That does it for my ribbons. Let me just kind of put them on the spool here, and then I can get them out of the way. Wait, hold on. Sorry. I'm running out of space. If you think it looks cramped on my desk, you should see the rest of the room and the dining room attached to it. It is insane. Along with the garage. I organized the garage over the weekend. I went through all of my craft supplies, all the stuff I just bought from Craig Bachman. So I'm going to have a lot of wreath kits going up for sale in the next couple of weeks. Some of them are going to be like full kits where you'll get, you know, the mesh with it. Some are just going to be ribbon and sign bundles. I'm also selling just ribbon bundles, like just different types of ribbon, mostly Christmas, because that's kind of, I think, what probably would sell best. So it's mostly Christmas. All right, let me grab a zip tie. Okay, I have a zip tie, and I have a chenille stem. Pick this up, go up, put this on the back, go around. Now I'm not gonna put a steel pix on the end of it and jam it right in there. I'm gonna have this be a little higher up. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. There we go. So let's take a look. I'm going to move my bow maker out of the way, so give me just a minute. I'm going to scoot over. Come on up. Come on up. All right. Here we go. I love making bows because I can control where the loops go. It's a control thing. That's why I like doing it. All right, so this is going to end up going kind of in the front, but probably a little taller up here. So what I need to do is I always save my stems when I cut stuff off. So this came from some pick, obviously, that had some glitter on there. I think it had like red glitter leaves. But I'm going to wrap this around there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to twist the whole end of my pipe cleaner. Just kind of twist it together, so instead of having 2 different pipe cleaners, it kind of feels like one piece. Okay. I'm going to snip the end. I'm going to put a little glue. A little bit. I know I'm going to end up burning myself. I'm going to go underneath where the glue starts so I don't end up burning myself too badly. I'm just going to wind it around there. All right. Oh, I got to go that way. That won't look good. Let's go this way. All right. I'm going to trim off a little bit of the top of this because I don't need it. But I'm going to leave a little bit up there. I want it to have something to grab onto, okay? Oh, here we go. All right, I'm going to pull it tight. Okay. That's on there pretty good. So when I put it in here, it's going to be higher up, and I can control the height of it now. Much easier. If I had just a steel pix, it would basically just be able to go in there, and that's it. So I'm going to add a little bit more glue to the back right now, just so it stays with the pipe cleaner, does not unravel. And I'm going to put the bow off to the side to dry. Oh God, I have a room. I'm out of room. I'm out of room. There we go. All right. Now we're going to start adding greenery. Now I don't think I have to put any Spanish moss on this because I think by the time I get everything in here, you're not going to see any of this. I can always add it in later. But we're going to start with stuff from the at-home store. And I like these because, let me see, I've got, what do I got here? These are the white buds. That's that. That's this. All right, actually going to start with this, okay? This is going to be my bottom layer, so I'm going to kind of put this down, and it's going to kind of go around. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 of these, so I'm going to snip off all 8. About an inch down from, well, maybe that one needs to be a little longer. There we go. I only had 1 bush of this, so I have to kind of be careful about how I put this in here now. So let me move these off to the side. I don't want anything to interfere with you guys being able to see. But I think you can see okay. All right. I don't have a glue pot. I just have a glue gun and the innate ability to burn myself. So I might give it a little bit of a bend before I put it in there, but I want it to kind of, it's going to go on the bottom. I can trim a little bit more off of this. But just enough where it's going to stay in there. But I want it to kind of come down a little bit, right? I don't want it to stick straight out. I want it to kind of hang a bit naturally, all right? You'll still be able to see the candlestick through it, but I just want to make sure it looks lifelike. Alrighty. See, it's bending down a little. I can actually bend it a little bit more. That's what I think I'm going to do. But because I only have a certain amount, I'm going to work with opposites to make sure that everything kind of looks equally spaced going around the whole thing. So the next one is going to go opposite of this. I love making these. This is one of my favorite things to make. I don't think I need quite so much though. All right. Here we go. These are fun. And I mean, people are buying Patriotic. People are already moving on to designing Halloween. I haven't gotten there yet, but I think this might be this, and then a Patriotic grapevine, and then that's it for Patriotic for me for this season. And that's what I gotta do. So now, you gotta think of it like, when I'm putting this in, it's kind of like, think of like the spokes on a wheel, okay? That's sort of what it's gonna end up looking like. Here we go. This will look pretty. I like to layer on different kinds of greenery. I was going to use this in a grapevine, but I'm really glad I have it for this. Because I didn't really have any other good kinds of greenery. Most of my other greenery is really meant for a grapevine. Not this, so it was a little weird. When I was trying to put some of the stuff on there, I was like, oh, that's too big. This thing would have ended up being enormous. So here we go. Da, 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 da. I would play music, but then that means I couldn't repost the video of me making this, because then I would get flagged for copyright. All right, so here's what we have so far. Woo! It looks pretty. We're going to put another layer on now. Kind of go a little higher up. Now these, you can slide these. So these are the pushers. So we can actually push this up, which I'll probably do before I cut a lot of this off, but I'm going to kind of try to push up a lot of this stuff. And again, if we come back and I can see the white foam, I can add Spanish moss later, but I don't really feel like going in there now because sometimes it makes it harder to stab it through there because you've got the dried glue. So here we go. All right, now let's go. It's snippy time. 1, 2. I have a lot of this too. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then let me grab one real quick. I'll tell you how much this bush was. This bush was $3.99 from the at-home store, which I think is a darn good deal, in my opinion. All right, let's see where we want this to go. I think I got to push these up and probably give it a trim. Yeah, that's all right. That's how we're going to get this there. This is not the most fun part of making stuff, and I'm going to go kind of between the other two, right? You know, kind of put it in there. Wherever it feels like it needs to be. But like putting the greenery in there, this is not the most exciting part of making projects, but I mean, you got to do it, right? You got to do the work so that you can enjoy the spoils of your labor. Here we go. Boy, I'm going to have little pieces all over my floor later. I better definitely clean this up, especially if my dog accidentally gets in here. I don't usually let her in here because, you know, she can get into stuff. She gets in a lot of stuff. She's adventurous, and she also does not listen. So that makes it especially fun. When I'm like, I know I've got stuff all over the place, and I'm like, oh, please don't go in there and eat that. That could be harmful. That could hurt her little tummy. Here we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. As we continue to go around. I have to ship a wreath today too. Someone bought one of my Patriotic 4th of July wreaths, and this is one I made last year, but the cool part about this one is it has like lights inside it, so it lights up, which is really cool. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So I'm going to box that up and get that shipped out. And then tonight Aria has practice for her play, Romeo and Harriet, where she plays the nurse. So she practiced really hard, and she knows her lines, which I thought we were going to struggle with, but she knows it, man. She's not struggling with that at all. Here we go. Ooh, I got it on me. I made a fishing wreath last night, and I got glue all over my fingernails, and it's still not off. I'm still struggling to get that off. Ugh, that's aggravating. All right, so we're going around here. You can see we are adding things in between. But as we add in, our height is kind of going up. You can see how things are getting a little taller. They're getting taller. I'm probably going to put another layer of the same greenery in as well, because I think that it might need that. There we go. I love greenery. You know, some of the greenery, it looks like really super fake and plastic, but a lot of this that they make now, a lot of it, I mean, it looks really lifelike. All right. Yeah, we're going to add another level. And I might even add a couple more kind of in between there. Kind of stagger up and down as we go. I should have got the label off. I missed getting a label off. I am so sorry. Hold on, please. Ugh, these stickers. You know, I just wish that they had a better way to put stickers on stuff, because when you have to peel it off the greenery, it is not good, man. Come on. What did I just draw? I don't know. Stuff's flying all over the place. Almost off. Oh my gosh, what a pain. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to call that good enough. I'm going to push all of my, push them all up. Here we go. Pushing them up. Pushing on up, pushing on up. Here we go. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna kind of start going up a little higher. All right. Oh, they're all tangled. They're all tangled in the exhaust from these little guys. I can't believe I got them at the grocery store. That was crazy. That was so crazy. I'm trying to swipe to see comments. I'm sorry. Here we go. Now I can see everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Leslie, Lila, hello. Irene, Linda, Stickney, hello. Oh, Leslie going out for Mother's Day dinner. That's awesome. Daylene, a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I like to do this every Monday. You know, most people go live at night, but no one really goes live that much during the day. So I figure, hey, let's do a daytime thing, right? Let me see. I got to respond back to a couple more. Oh, hello. Lisa, you're new. Thank you so much. Thank you. Kimberly in Indiana. Hey, neighbor, I'm in Illinois. How's it going? Awesome. So the greenery, this came from a lot of different places, like some of the other things, but most of my greenery came from the at-home store. Now, if you don't have one near you, they do sell online. They've got great stuff. If you've never shopped online or been to one of their stores, they have fantastic decor for holidays. But they've got a really good greenery section. Let me show you. This is my favorite that I get there. This is $2.99 for the bush. This is my absolute favorite greenery. Love it. And that comes from there. Because I like the little white. You know. Let me see what else. I wish it kept my comments up. This is annoying. Come on. Keep my comments up. All right. Charming Door Creations. Hello, Loretta. How are you? Thanks for joining today, guys. Hopefully we're going to have some fun. I know this is not the most fun part because there's nothing colorful on here yet. Trust me. We shall be bringing in the color. The color is on its way. I promise. I promise. Here we go. I also forgot to eat lunch, so my mind is also thinking, what am I going to have for lunch? Here we go. As we're going up, I'm making these a little bit shorter as we're going up. Because I want this to have some, you know, some girth to it, but I also don't want it to end up looking like a giant tree either. Kind of bend it down. And so this is my second bush of this particular one. This was $3.99 from the at-home store. I don't know what kind of greenery it's called. I call it the green with the white thingies on it. I don't think that's the technical name. Probably not. All right, here we go. Okay. Let's go a little bit deeper. Come on, go deeper, 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 deeper. Oh, that sounds bad. All right. All right. Now, taking the tag off of this white Astilbe. So I'm going to cut this down. Now, these are not pushers. I can't push any of these up. If I want it to be shorter, what I can do is I just trim off some of the buds at the bottom. And then that way it kind of makes it shorter. Plus, sometimes where you cut it, too, if you cut it in half, then you can actually make two out of one of these. If you just kind of cut it down here at the base right before the next part, then you've got two of these, which I think is fun, too. I'm going to start just sticking these in kind of. I'm probably going to end up going through two of these. But I'm just going through, putting them in where I think they're going to be best. Yeah, one in here. Some of these, there's already a little white on here. I like that this goes very well together with it. I mean, They're from the same company, so they should go together well. I would hope. But it looks nice. Oh, this is so pretty. I love doing this. One really good place, if you want to get candlestick bases and you don't want to spend a lot of money, Goodwill, baby. Goodwill. Goodwill for the win all the time. You want to play around with trying something new, but you don't want to like mess it up because, you know, you spent money in it. Try it first. Get stuff at the Goodwill. I get coffee mugs there all the time, and I turn them into little mini planters. And they sell. They sell in my boutique space. I've had pretty good luck there with selling those there. Especially, like, I have some Mother's Day themed ones. Like, the cup literally says mom and stuff. So, I think I still have a couple of those there. All right. Putting in some more stuff. All right. Yeah, let's use, I've got another one here. Of course it's got a tag on it. Of course you have a tag, you silly goose. You silly goose. Get off. There we go. Alrighty. This one's a little bit shorter, so I might use this kind of more up toward the top. There we go. A couple more. And then we're going to start putting in actual, like, the greenery. I'll give y'all a talk about that greenery in a minute. It's special. It is special. Not easy to obtain all the time either. That's the kind of thing where when we find out that it's in stock at Deco Exchange, we run, like we sprint to go get it. Come on, baby. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, it's liking to give me an issue today, huh? I may have to go in with the, I have to go in with that. I think I want to add a couple more push-ups to the top, just kind of in a smaller, I want to fill this out a little bit more on the top. So we're going to build up now. This is almost going in straight up and down, because don't forget it's going to flap to the side. All right, there we go. So far we have we've got 2 bushes at $2.99. We have 3 bushes at $3.99. So we've got $18 in greenery so far, plus that bottom one I think was $5, so $23 plus the candlestick. We're about $28 in. That's why if you can find a candlestick that's less expensive, it's always helpful to do that. That keeps your costs down. I had one I made like this for Valentine's Day, and I ended up keeping it because I didn't want to sell it. That's the risk we run, right? You make something, it's so cute, and you're like, I can't sell this one. I need this one. Because, you know, we make all this stuff for other people, but every once in a while, there's nothing wrong with keeping it for us. You know? Okay, I'm going to push her over on this side. I want this to be full. I really do. I am not putting it as dense as I'm going up toward the center, though, because we're going to have a lot of things coming out from the center. All right. Okay, I think I found where I want my bow to go. I want my bow to go right here. So I'm going to try to figure out how high I want it. So I'm going to spin this toward me for right now, okay? All right. I'm just going to hold this up for a second just to kind of see. All right. Here we go. I'm sticking the glue on. I'm committed now. It's going in. Huh. I want it to go a little shorter. It's the magic of hot glue. We can just whip it out while it's still in there. All right. Making sure it doesn't drip on my ribbon tails below it. Okay. Filling that in with an extra little glue in there. Only because I put it in the same hole that I'd taken it out of. Giggity. All right, here we go. Oh, that looks cute. Check it out. I'm loving it so far. This looks so good. All right. Now, that helps me figure out that I need to add a bit more, some more greenery for height here. Just a little bit more. And then we're going to add in the fun stuff. All right. I lied, one more. I know you're thinking, gosh, stop putting all that stuff in. I just don't want to have any spots around the back too, just because this has a bow that's front facing. I want all sides to look good. I want this to be able to function as a centerpiece too, where like you can look at it from all sides and they're all going to look pretty. All right. Where else do I want more white? I think we're good on that. Oh, that looks really, really nice. Okay, this I'm going to put off to the side. We may or may not use this. I don't know. But what I want to put in next is, so this is stuck. All right. So this is, so the bush is technically, we call this style 60919 based on the SKU number from Deco Exchange. However, this is not 60919. This is FH807155. Now, I did just check before I came on. I did not see this listed. Doesn't mean I haven't found it yet, but I didn't see this listed. But definitely something I always go see, because you can see it. There's so much in here. It's such an amazing, amazing bush. But this comes off into 3 pieces, so I'm going to pull off all 3. Okay. I'm going to snip this. All right. I will not be putting it in there this tall. No. But this will, because it's got the larger, longer stick, I am probably going to leave this in here. I'm going to cut it probably right here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put my shorter ones here. And I do have a steel picks machine. If these start splitting apart from me, I can use a steel picks to be able to jam it in there. But I think with the floral foam, I think it'll be okay. All right, so I'm going to put this one in. Now I'm going to face it toward me. I just want to figure out where I think it's going to go. Okay, right there. All right, got it. This is going to kind of be one of the pieces kind of off to the center. It's not directly center. And I'm going to spread it apart. You don't want to just jam it in there. You want to make it so it looks like it's got separate pieces coming out. Look how pretty that looks. I love this so much. It's so pretty. Eek. Here we go. Conundrum Designs, thank you. Amy, hey, how's it going, girl? I would keep my comments up, man. Why does it keep going away? All right, Leslie, I'll put this aside for you, girl. This will be set for you. I've got to figure out how much it's going to be, but I will message you after this, and then I can I'll let you know kind of how much I think it'll be, and then the shipping on this might end up running like, it might end up, this is probably gonna be like a $14.99 to ship. I'm gonna make sure that this baby is so safe and secure. I love this so much. All right, I'm gonna try to put this one in now. And you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna get my steel picks machine, because that will give me extra length. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. Listen to this. Yeah, it's heavy. It's a very, very heavy baby. So I just push that forward. It brings a pick forward. I lay it down in there, press it against the spine, and then I push the handle down, and the teeth come and wrap around it real nice and tight. So this adds extra length onto the pick, which is perfect because then it'll stick out further, which is what I want. So I'm going to move this off to the side now that I've shown you guys how to do it once. All right, let's separate these out. This one I'm going to have kind of coming from the bottom. So this one will kind of be like, there we go. Oh, I'm loving this. Oh my gosh. I am loving how this is looking. This next one then, I'm going to probably put, separate it out a little bit, right? But I want to put this in the back. Now this is going to kind of angle down a little bit because I don't want these all standing up looking like they're waving at people going, hello. You know, it's gotta be moved. It's got to sit in here with the rest of this arrangement. It's got to feel like it's organically placed. All right. That's what it looks like. It's not too much. It's got touches of the color, but it's not too much. All right. Now, moving on to the second one. Oops. There we go. All right, let me separate these out. All right. Pull that apart, pull this apart. I think that probably is like at there. All right. Add a pick. I'm going to be picky. Ha ha ha. Sorry. Adding these steel picks. This machine is very, very heavy. It also hurts a lot if you drop it on yourself. That didn't stay. Ask me how I know this. Uh-oh. Steel picks is not wanting to go around this one very well. I might have to trim some of that off. There we go. There we go. All right. And this one, the problem was that it kind of made like a V shape when we were going down and trying to put the pick on there. It was wrapping around the top, but it was not catching around the bottom because of the width difference. So if I can make the width closer, then I'm going to get a better grip on my pick. There we go. All right. Lovely, lovely. All right, here's the tall one. And we're going to put the tall one right over here. Okay. So it'll continue to carry that length over to the other side so it's not looking like a lopsided arrangement. Oh, that's too big. I gotta trim more off. That ended up being too tall. There we go. Going around with the glue. Do-do-do-do-do. All right. Where did I have this at? There we go. All right. I'm going to put this stem in toward the back. Ow! Just hit my elbow. I'm going to probably end up needing the third one. I don't want it to look skimpy on this. I want it to make sure that it feels like there's a lot there. Because the buds are really small, which is good. All right, this kind of came down here. That looks good. And this typically runs about $8 for this. $8 a piece. When I get it from Decor Exchange. I should have bought some last year. Last year the big thing was they had, I think it was like Halloween version of this. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm not buying any more craft supplies this year except for greenery and 60919 because I literally am almost out of greenery. So I can't use my other stuff to make things if I don't have greenery. All right, adding in a pick behind the scenes. All right, this one, I'm going to probably end up cutting this one closer. So I want it, I think here. All right. And separating it out, that's the key. Just separate it out. Make sure everything's got a little room to breathe. That's going to be so pretty. All right. This one's going to kind of go back here toward the bottom. Go, baby, go, baby, go, baby, go. So at this point, when I've got a lot in there, sometimes when you push in a stem, it starts hitting some of the other stems. So you just have to work with it just a little bit harder, a little bit harder. So let me know, is anyone going to try to make a candlestick arrangement like this? Let me know, because I would love to know how it turns out. I think these are so fun. All right. Okay, and then I saved one to put down here so you can see it underneath, because there's nothing right here, so I need to have something go underneath there. So I'm going to add a pick to this one. After I trim this, I'm going to add my pick. There we go. I'm going to fluff it. I'm going to fluff it before I put this one in there because I don't want to mess up the bow. I'm going to bend it a little bit because I want this one to kind of hang down. All right. Going underneath the ribbons. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's what this looks like so far. Now, I do have some roses that we are going to put in. We've got the rose bush. Remember, we got the roses. But before we do the roses... Oh, hold on a second. I see a spot where I want to add some greenery, and I just ran across a greenery bush. Yay. It's a little spot here underneath the bow. It just needs to be filled out just a little wee bit more. Perfect. There we go. Loving it, loving it. All right. I'm going to grab one thing too. I'm coming around by the camera. I'm just grabbing something out of a bin. No one's wondering what the heck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. trying to go and see if I have any little glitter stars, which I do. I'm right behind you. You may not see me, but I promise you I'm still here. Hopefully Facebook won't kick me off, because sometimes it likes to do that. All right, here I come back. See? Little star. Oh, not this. No, not the blue. The blue doesn't go. I'm coming back to get a red. And then Leslie, I'm gonna hold it in there. You tell me if you want that in there or not. All right. So. All right. This is the bow without it in. I like how this is turning into like a group design. Oh, Sue, thank you so much. Irene from Arizona. All right, what do you think? Do you want that without the star or with the star? And I can't see where I placed it. I'm gonna have Leslie tell me what she likes. I don't know what you think. I'm gonna leave it just sitting in there for right now. You can tell me what you want. Now, I'm going to be putting in, so there's a loop at the end. I'm going to take these fireworks, I'm just going to snip that edge right off, and you don't even know. I'm going to probably have to snip down some of this, but this is roughly kind of what it would look like. The only thing I might do, though, is I don't know if I want to keep these in there or not, because they're kind of just getting in the way of stuff, and then they're like not mixing well. So I think I'm going to trim off, I guess you're going to call it the exhaust with the star. Okay, Leslie, thanks. Now, Leslie, do you want these things left on there, or do you want me to trim them off? Because they're gonna be coming out, but you're not really going to see them that much, but they just kind of, they're in there, but they just end up kind of looking a little messy in my opinion. But I don't know. I will leave them if you like them. You gotta tell me what you like. I hear. Oops. And again, I keep losing my comments. Here we go. I'll think about that. Let me just clean up a brief moment here. Get some of this stuff off of here, just because I don't want any of this stuff to accidentally get in the glue or get on anything, because that would be icky. We like to keep our workspace clean. The rest of my house is a disaster. All right, Leslie, I think I'm gonna trim it off. I'll trim it off on one, and I'll see if I like it that way. And if I don't, then I can just go grab some other ones. But I got these. You wouldn't believe these were like $2.50 from the grocery store. They were on sale. They were on clearance at the grocery store. Who'd expect that? I'm buying ketchup, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I actually think it was my daughter that saw that. She's like, there's the stuff you use, Mom. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. All right. See how tall I want this one. I want them to kind of come through there, so that means that that's going to go through there. So I'm going to cut this off right here. I'm cutting off about 5 inches. These are long. There we go. And this does have a seam, so I'm going to be careful to kind of put that a little bit toward the back. But again, this is not going to come straight up and down. This one's going to kind of go on an angle like everything else. Cute. Okay, I'm going to also glue in the star while I am over here. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, I'll let that star sit. All right, this is our first one. I am glad I cut these off because you can't see them. If this were on a wreath as an attachment and you could see it, I would absolutely leave it on, totally. But I think it would just add to the messiness here. It would like, it'd be a little mess. Oops, there we go. All right, adding my glue. Now this one will kind of come out. The greenery's in the way. Get in there, get in there. There we go. Get a little haircut. Get just a little bit tinsel. There we go. There we go. Nice and pretty. All right. Now another one. Okay. Now, okay, we're getting there. And we still have the roses too, so that's going to be cool. That's going to be the last thing we put in is our roses. All right, this one's going to kind of be in the back. Maybe angled a bit more toward the back. There we go. There we go. Add a little glue, just because I got a good spot to get it. So I always like to add a little extra glue if I get in there. There we did. Okay. I like to look at it at the front to figure out where I think it needs to be in the back. All right. Now let's cut that loop off of this one. That would be funny if I accidentally left it. No. All right. There we go. We've got all of our fireworks coming out of here, and now we get to put in the roses, which is the part I've been most looking forward to because I like to put in the florals. So, we're almost done here, guys. Almost done. Except I see a couple other spots. So I always like to have extra greenery with me because I don't want to use it all up because you never know when you're going to find a spot where you're like, huh, I need a little extra in there. We need something, something. All right, and one of these. Here we go, going in from the bottom. All right, and one more in the back. Now that I got those fireworks in there, it's easier for me to kind of see where I'm still missing things, where I need to add some stuff in. There, okay, so here's where we're at for right now, okay? Loving it. except one more. There we go. Perfect. I just wanted to fill in a little bit of a gap. All right, move this to the side. Now I have a lot of these roses. Some of them I've already pre-cut, but they were a little too short. So we don't want to do that. So let's, I like to push up. Push those up. I'm going to push everything up, I think. I'm going to try to cut these as long as I can because I want length on these. I want these to be tall. Now this bush, this came from Hobby Lobby. This bush was $9.99, but you know if you wait long enough, you're going to be able to get it for half price or end of season clearance, even less expensive than that if they still have them in stock. So I know I'm going to be buying a lot more of these. It's very pretty. And I do have, if I need more, I've got another bush of these. So how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have a dozen and one for good luck. All right. Let's start with our tallest one. Starting with the red one. That has to be a little shorter. No, I want it to be a little shorter. All right, cutting it down just a little bit. Just about an inch. Because I don't really want to see too much of the stem. I kind of just want to see the top of the bud coming up from behind the bow. So we're going to do that. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. All right. Then let's add a white a little further back. So pretty. I'm loving this. This is so nice. Got a little blue one. Now this one's shorter, so I'm going to try to put this kind of poking out by the bow. All right. See another red. Kind of trying to work my way around this. That needs to be a little bit shorter, tiny bit shorter, like an inch. That's good though. If you put it in and it doesn't look like it's the length you want, just take it out right away before that glue dries, and you're fine. There we go, much better. So this is where we're at so far. I put some in here, kind of start going around. See if I have a tall blue one. Got a tall blue one. So I'm probably going to want that one to be back there. Just so he's got some, he can poke out and say, hey, don't forget about me. I'm blue. All right. Maybe some more white. Ooh, this is a nice tall one. I'm going to put it in the back here. There we are. Okay. cutting just a tiny little bit off, just a little bit, a little tiny one, just about an inch. It was just a hair too tall for me. There we go. I like that better. Much better. There we go. All right. Grab another blue. Separating the greenery, trying to get it in there. I'm always very careful trying not to get the glue on anything else, but you know, sometimes it happens. All right, now these are getting a little smaller, so these will be good down toward the bottom and toward into the back. There we go. Oh, this is looking fantastic. I see a spot right under here. I'm going to add a red. Take a little bit off. Add the glue. We're going to put it right in here. Just like that. There we go. Ooh, this is a nice long one. I'm going to save that one for right now. I'm going to go put a red up toward the front. I'm probably going to end up going to get my other bush. Okay, I see a couple what I call glue snot. I see some glue boogers. I see glue boogers. A little bit off. I'm kind of working in the front a little bit. I know it's probably aggravating that you can't see what I'm doing. I just got to make sure that I can see well enough that I'm not putting it in a spot where I don't want it. There, that was a problem. No, you know what? Wish this one were a little bit shorter. What if it's too late to pull it out? Let me see. Got it. It was just a little too long. A little too long. All right. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but I also want to make sure that I get this in there the way that I want. There. Better. I'm liking that better. There we go. Okay. All right. Now I see spots I want to fill in with this bush, and I've got my other bush right here next to me, so it's not going to take me long to keep going at it. Oh, my recycling's here. They're going to hate me. You should see the stuff. Oh my gosh. So when I order supplies and stuff, or I get stuff from Amazon, I keep the boxes because I actually will use them to ship out items, because if I can not have to add the additional cost of a box, then I keep that cost down for my customers. And I don't think you mind getting a box that says something else on there if it saves an extra $2, right? So so I reuse that, but they're probably not going to like me too much, because my dad spent, I don't know, almost an hour probably trying to rip up or break down the boxes. He carefully, you know, rips it and puts it in the squares, but it filled up the whole recycling bin, which was a little crazy, but that's all right. Recycling is what we're supposed to do. But I had a lot. I probably should have gone up there and tipped him because he's probably going to be pretty ticked off at me. Like, that woman needs to stop buying stuff. All right. Now, I'm not going to use the whole bush, but I am going to use a couple more. Specifically, I want to use some more white. So I'm going over to the other bush. And I'm working on a sneeze, so be warned. Oh, I peed. Oh, I hate when that happens. Sorry, TMI. I've had 3 kids. It happens to all of us. I'm not saying anything that doesn't happen to every single person out there. If you're a mom that's had kids. Yeah. Yeah, so that was super fun. Ugh. I hate when that happens. Man. God, last week I told everybody I sharted in the car. Now I'm peeing on a live. You know, not doing too good, guys. Oh my gosh. All right, I think I want another tall red one. On the back here. I like what I have on the sides. I think it's good, but I see empty spot. Where is that fitting? All right. And another one. Pushing that up. All right. I like to keep the leaves on there because it fills it out, and that decreases the chance that I'm going to have to go use that icky Spanish moss stuff that I do not like. Ooh. No. I wonder if I can. No, that doesn't come off. I was going to try to switch heads on some of the florals, but I think I'm going to do a blue. Just because I want the front to really look full and have a lot of really pretty goodness in there. All right, and down in the front, I need to see a rose coming out from the bottom under the bow. So I'm gonna put that one in there real quick like. There. It just needed a little bit more touch of color, and that one I'm kind of angling down. You can see it right down there. I kind of angled it downward so that it looks all pretty. Let me go and see where I feel like I need anything else. I need red. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Let me take one more look so I can see if there's anywhere where I'm like, hey, we gotta move that around. I'm playing with the bow. There we go. going to take a little bit, just a little bit off the length of some of the bow back here, just a tiny bit. All right, and off of this. There. It was just hitting funny. Okay, I think I need a little something right here. Do you guys see that there's a little spot? A little spot. I think we're going to add a white. It's a spot for a white one. All right. Get that in there. All right. One more greenery. I just feel like it needs it more in the center. Now that I got everything in the center, I seem like, you know what? I feel like I need a little bit, and it needs to go like right here. Maybe behind it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We need to go behind it. Yeah. And one more. There has to be one more because I think this is the last one I have. No more options after this. This is it. Cut it down just a little bit. The roses were too close together and there wasn't anything separating them, so that's how I'm using the greenery to kind of like to separate them out. There we go. And then, sweet, I needed one more. I've got one more. All right, trying to separate it out a little bit. Yeah, all right. Beautiful, and I think that we're done. We'll take a final look, take a final pass, and see what we think. There we go. There we go. Much, much better. Okay. This is where we're at. Here it is. That. Wish I had one more piece of that Astilbe. Hold on, maybe I do. Hold on. Sweet. I do. A little bit more. I just need a bit more filler in a couple little spots. As I'm going through, I'm seeing a couple different places where I could use some. Just because I don't want to end up, I don't want to see the white of the foam. Okay. Here we go. This does not want to go in. There it goes. That's not going in very well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my pick machine. Pick machine saves the day. Awesome. All right. Now it'll go. I just want this to go between two of the, there we go. Perfect. I needed to put something in there between two of these firecrackers just because there was a lot going on in there. All right, but here's the finished one. Here we go again. Here we go. Going around, going around. I am so happy with how this turned out. I love it. Leslie, if it weren't going to go to you, I would totally keep this one. One of my favorites ever, I think. I love how it turned out. And it's sturdy too. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't feel like it's lopsided or anything. It doesn't feel like it's going to risk of tipping over. It feels really, really good. Candace, hey, how's it going? All right, so here again, we're going turning, 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 turning. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, Leslie, I will be messaging you later today or probably tomorrow to talk about this and the listing and stuff. But thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know it takes a lot of time out of your day to join me, and it really means a lot to me. So thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Let's get ready for Memorial Day at the end of the month. Summer's here. Yay! All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.